Hi everyone, and welcome to Raspberry Rock ASMR with me, Alicia. There are many animals that come across our property here at Raspberry Rock. We have seen deer, elk, moose, fox, minks, turtles, beavers, otters, and the list goes on. With that in mind, I thought that I would share with you my connection with animal cards and the exploration that I have begun in referring to them either weekly, monthly, or on a yearly basis when I need time to reflect on certain issues that may be happening within my life or need a sense of direction or just giving me a sense of calm. The cards that I have today are called the White Eagle Medicine Deck, and they have been composed by Wawanichi. I wanted to read to you a little passage from the book that is contained within the deck. Wawanichi sits quietly by a small campfire, which illuminates his fine features and kindly eyes. He is wearing a soft, fringed deerskin ceremonial shirt, painted with beautiful designs that seem to glow and shift in the firelight. As daylight fades, the surrounding mountains take on a deep purple tinge. A new moon rises high in the darkening sky, and there is that special kind of stillness that comes before the night creatures sing their songs. A warm night wind brings the pungent scent of sage and pine to your nostrils. I love that passage. It so beautifully reminds me of Raspberry Rock and the peace that it brings to me when I come here. Some of you may be familiar with deck cards. They do not need to be specific to animal spirits. They might be universal in nature. They might be filled with self-affirmations, or they may deal with angels, crystals, or some other type of area that is very specific. As I've said, I am drawn to these cards because of the animals that I have seen here at Raspberry Rock. So let's take some time and go through the deck card, so that way you get an idea of how I feel when I use them. I find that it is important when I do any kind of self-reflection or reading with deck cards to ground myself and to ground the cards as well. And so what I have here is some white sage, a bundle. I have it in an albony shell. I have a little feather. I have some pine needles as well, and I have some olive branch dried leaves. So what I like to do is put some of the olive branch leaves, just a pinch, within the albony shell. And also just a pinch of the pine needles. And then I will light my bundle of sage. The shell is used to capture any of the embers that fall from the sage as it burns. And it has such a lovely scent to it. I would also add that you don't necessarily need to use sage as I have done. You can use an incense stick, or you could also use a clear crystal to ground and protect your cards and their positive energy. And so with that, I just swirl the sage around, and I think of a pure white light over my cards, protecting them with only positive energy, and that any negativity will be cleared away and be absorbed by Mother Earth. The feather can also encourage the embers to burn, if you so wish. So in this deck, there are 46 medicine wheel cards, a booklet as well, as I have read from it. And the deck of cards are made up of communication from animal, grandfather and grandmother, and totem cards. For today, we'll just use the animal cards. And there are so many animals in here. It's absolutely amazing. Buffalo, hummingbird, eagle, bear, snake, dragonfly, elk, turtle, and the list goes on and on. Porcupine. If you notice, if we look at the porcupine, there is not only a symbolic representation of the porcupine, but there is also a beaded picture of the porcupine that I find very interesting. So again, the book explains why there is a beaded depiction of the porcupine. The spirit of each creature lives within these beaded images. Beading is an act of sacred creation for us, mostly done by women. The beader calls for the animal spirits and waits until she has a clear image of how the animal wishes to be portrayed, almost becoming the creature herself before beginning her work. All the materials she uses are blessed at the start. Each of these beaded animals has taken 2 days of painstaking but loving work to complete. The images on the cards also suggest the creature's habitat and convey the quality of the element in which they are most at home. As you absorb these images and read the teachings, you may begin to feel what it's like to be a creature, such as an eagle or a bear. remember, we are of the earth, and so are the animals, that we are part of each other. The next step that I do is I begin to shuffle the cards. And sometimes I'll do a 3-card spread. Depending on what I'm asking or what I'm reflecting on, the 3-card spread represents the past, the present, and the future. For today, though, I'll just be drawing 1 card of my choosing and reflecting on that. I like to fan out my cards, and then just through intuition or gut instinct, I'll be drawn to one particular card. The owl. I do love the owl, and in fact, on our property, we did see a snowy owl on one of our hikes the other day. So once I have drawn the card, I will now go to my book, and I will find the owl, and I'll read the message. Owl, wisdom, insight, discernment. The owl wing picture here is the result of a roadkill. The creature was probably confused by the lights of a large vehicle. Only the wings and claws were kept. The remainder was buried ceremonially with sage and prayers to the bird spirit. Here the wing feathers are shown in their natural habitat. If this bird had died naturally, it might well have become food for foxes. Fox fur can be seen bound to the wing. Owl's message. If owl has swooped down, you may be sure that you have developed a keen insight. No one can hoodwink you, as you have the ability to discern anything that is shady or lacking in integrity. It follows that others may be wary of you because they sense that your sharp gaze and intuition miss nothing. Owl is the messenger of the night realms and deep visions. Take note of your dreams if owl is around you at this time. If you are afraid of the dark, call on owl medicine and look up at the quiet sky on a brilliant starlit night. Some of us say that all human beings come from the star nations. Remember that all power comes from Great Spirit as a gift. What a wonderful message that resonates with me completely. I want to tell you a short story. A few days ago, I visited my massage therapist, and she does a bit of Reiki work on me occasionally. And she felt my energy and said that I was very grounded and balanced. And she also saw a lot of animals around me, red-eyed animals, reddish. That it was either a fox or an owl, and recommended that I read a book on animal spirits. That was so very coincidental and timely, as I have been preparing to speak with you about animal spirits and how they can help us through our journey in life. I think for me, animal cards truly speak to getting to understand and know my strengths and how to develop them and how to overcome possible weaknesses. But you don't need animal cards to do this, or any kind of cards. Really, it's just learning that if you do have challenges or any type of fear, that they can be overcome. And that love, compassion, and an open heart are gifts of spiritual maturity. Above all, you would learn that you are part of a great web of life, connected with all creation, and that your every action affects the whole. You would come to know that you are supported by life and can call for help and assistance on all other life forms. For me, it's plants, animals, the wind, nature, everything at Raspberry Rock. And in this way, you would come into balance and harmony with yourself and all life. Wishing you a wonderful week, my friends.